Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless to every single one of you. Today is October the 8th, I believe, 2025. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Big breaking news is coming out, and it seems like these governors from the blue state are sounding the alarm that martial law will be the next one. They are sounding the alarm of martial law. This is coming from Gavin Newsom, and he's been putting out all these news out there. Guys, let me know if you can hear me. Leave comments down below. Also make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I want to read this really quick here, guys, and I'm gonna give you some of these news, and then at the very end, I will read your comments. How you doing? God bless to every single one of you. So I do believe martial law is coming. I believe that there will be a martial law, and I did mention this last night that I believe there's a possibility in the year 2026 we could see martial law. All right, so and I do believe that there could be a civil war. All right, things are just gonna hit the fan, and it's going to spark across America. So what we are witnessing is just the tip of the iceberg. So it says here, I'm gonna read this really quick. It says here, the U.S. President Donald Trump's America is on the brink of martial law. Gavin Newsom has warned more states are braced for military invasion. So Gavin Newsom is the one that's putting out this information, martial law. There's going to be a lot more states. Following federal deployment of National Guard troops to several states in October 2025, California Governor Gavin Newsom has warned that the United States of America is on the brink of martial law. Now, this statement was made in response to the Trump administration actions, not as a declaration that martial law was imminent in California. All right, so yes, I believe Jesus is coming. I do believe so. But before Jesus comes, there's going to be so many stuff that is going to hit the fan. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Now, again, the U.S. president says he may invoke Insurrection Act to deploy more soldiers in the U.S. So he's going to deploy a lot of soldiers across America. I do believe so, guys. I do believe so. All right, so let me just read this article. This is coming out from the, give me a second here. So the U.S. president prepares martial law. All right, so over the weekend, the U.S. president administration escalated its war against the American people. But I don't see that he's going after the American people. I just don't see that. Uh, Again, he's basically having ICE agents do their job by deporting the illegals. But I don't see the U.S. commander going after the American people. Again, you have the governor of Illinois. He's saying that there's an invasion going on in his state. But I don't see no invasion. I just don't see none of that type of stuff. All right, so once again, over the weekend, the administration escalated its war against the American people, launching coordinated military operation in Portland and Chicago. So Gavin Newsom said in a social media post, declared that sending off California National Guard to Portland a breathtaking abuse of law and power by the U.S. commander. America is on the brink of martial law. Once again, that is coming out from California Governor Gavin Newsom. So he believes that the next step will be martial law. What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts? Leave comments down below. Give me a second here. Okay. So the US President America on break of martial law as he considers the unthinkable. So the US President America is on a break of martial law. A state governor has warned as more and more states are braced for military invasion. So you have multiple states are getting ready. They're trying to fight back against Donald. All right, so the unhinged US president said last night he would consider invoking the Insurrection Act to allow him to overrule the left, the blue states governors who resist his bids to send the military into their states. A judge on Sunday blocked the US president from sending National Guard troops from California into Oregon, second legal ruling against his invasion in 24 hours. And by the way, the troops has arrived in Chicago. All right, so on Saturday, he'd been blocked by the same judge from calling up Oregon's own National Guard, prompting the U.S. president to attempt to deploy troops from another state to circumvent the ruling. All right. So you guys already know that Texas is sending their troops. So this is a nation of constitutional law, not martial law. A district judge, Karen, a Trump appointing in her judgment. So you got multiple people talking about martial law here. So Gavin Newsom has mentioned martial law, and now you have, give me a second here, and now you have a district judge, Karen, a Trump appointee. She mentioned that this is a nation of constitutional law, not martial law. This woman is a judge. She should know, again, have more of an understanding what's really going on. Trump is not going to lead America to martial law unless there's a civil war that, I believe there's a possibility it might break out pretty soon. It says here, if I had to enact it, I'll do it. If people were being taken out and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, he told reporters in the Oval Office. You look at what's happening with Portland over the years. It's burning really bad, he added. And then you have a judge that lost her way, that tries to pretend that there's no problem. Invoking the Insurrection Act would allow the president to deploy the military within U.S. borders or call up states' National Guard troops to put down Trump claim insurrection. All right. So once again, guys, you have multiple U.S. Governors are really concerned about all these troops, and they believe that the U.S. commander is going to activate the martial law. And yeah, like I said, guys, I think the last time martial law was activated, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think it was during 9/11 or possibly Los Angeles, Rodney King back in the 90s. But are we going to see martial law again? What do you guys think? Are we going to see martial law? Do me a favor, hit that like button, guys. And again, you guys are not receiving notifications for this video. Notifications are not being sent out for this video. All right, give me 1 second here. The U.S. president says may invoke Insurrection Act to deploy more soldiers to multiple states. So this is an update. The U.S. president threatened to use emergency power against rebellion to deploy more troops into Democratic-led U.S. cities, intensifying his rhetoric as his attempt to mobilize, the military faced legal challenges. The Republican leader openly muled use of the Insurrection Act after a federal judge in Oregon temporarily halted a National Guard deployment in Portland, while another judge in Illinois allowed a similar move to proceed for now in Chicago. Now it says here both cities have seen surges of federal agents as part of Donald Trump mass deportation. So again, this is not an invasion. This is not going after Americans. This is ICE operation when it comes to sending people back to their lands. People that came under Joe, the 20 plus million, all right? Those 20 plus million that came into our land. So we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I would do that, the president told reporters in the Oval Office. So again, this is like the closest to martial law. Illinois officials have filed suit seeking to block the deployment in Chicago. Well, that didn't work because I think it was 3 hours ago, US National Guards showed up in Chicago. All right, I think it's like 400. Now it says here, Illinois officials had filed suit seeking to block the deployment in Chicago, but Judge April, an appointee of President Donald Trump Democratic predecessor Joe, declined to issue an immediate temporary restraining order. I don't know, guys. I got to stop here for a second. I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been thinking about that there's going to be a false event, a false FLAG, possibly in 2026. I just feel like one of these states, one of these blue states is going to see a huge, massive event, like a huge boom. While there's militaries in there, I do believe that there's going to be some kind of disturbing event. I just feel like, something like Jericho, the TV show. Again, you guys seen the Jericho show, many of you, and I do believe stuff like that could happen. The debate mushroomed after it became known that the Republican-led Texas was planning to send multiple of its federalized National Guard troops to Illinois. All right. So fear and confusion. The U.S. president comments about the century-old Insurrection Act came just minutes after Illinois governor warned that the U.S. president was creating a premeditated escalation of violence as a pretext to invoke the emergency power. This governor from Illinois is twisting words here. All right. Him and the mayor of Chicago has put a warning to the National Guard. If you guys commit some kind of crime, you will be held accountable. It's kind of concerning that, you basically saying that to National Guards. And the reason why, guys, is because there's a law that they just passed that they cannot take certain properties and, turn it into their headquarters or like an embassy and stuff like that for their ICE agents operation. So anybody that's, any law enforcement, any ICE agents, or even National Guard takes any property and turn it into one of their hubs or embassy, there will be prosecution. All right, give me a second here. We're going to skip the rest of this here. All right, so you guys already know about that. But again, for those of you that just tuned in, Gavin Newsom said that America is on the brink of martial law, as Gavin Newsom has warned that multiple states are braced for military invasion. Man, military invasion. Man, come on, Gavin. Come on, man. Come on, Gavin. All right. And guys, I do have another video coming up. So give me a second here. I want to see if there's any more breaking news updates here. I just got home. Give me a second here. By the way, today is Vladimir Putin's birthday. At the same time, you got the October 7th, the 2-year anniversary of the war going on in Israel and Gaza. Again, a lot of stuff is going on today, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of your comments. I'm not seeing anything here. Oh, by the way, guys, I do have a video coming up. The elites are building their bunkers. New information now. They're building bunkers, and you guys already know they're getting bunkers ready out there in Europe. Okay, let me read some of your comments now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Notifications were not sent out. Once again, the notifications were not sent out. YouTube did not send out notifications. Wow, 223 people. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Someone said, give me a second here. Appreciate all your great reporting, Louis. Hey, Kenny, the warrior. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I like the name, too. Thank you so much. Herberto Perez said, Louis, America first, and Jesus Christ or Joshua will keep America moving forward. Yeah, we got to put God first in the U.S. because we're about to see something. I think George Washington had a vision. There was a story of George Washington having a vision, and he saw the United States of America in the future, and that there was civil war going on, and then you have all these people from different countries, and that America was, it just everything was falling apart, and he saw an angel. An angel was holding an American flag in one hand, and then the other hand, it was holding something else. I guess the angel is like son of the republic. Watch and look, or watch and learn. So yeah, there was George Washington sees something like that, a civil war in America, and martial law just breaking, being activated. Can we see can we see a civil war, under the Trump administration? I do believe so. I believe so. We are seeing, again, Portland and Chicago is the tip of it. All right. The U.S. commander is going to invoke the Insurrection Act that could lead to martial law, and things could spike. You have the governor is telling the people to get ready, to go out there and to protest. But the way he said it is basically go out there and do what you got to do, which is not a good sign. It's not a good message. But I do believe we could see some kind of martial law. We could see a huge civil war break out. Things could get really ugly in 2026, guys. 2026 is like 2 months away. This is what we are seeing. Someone said, mystery of Babylon will be destroyed. So is America going to be obliterated? Here's the thing. Obliterated is like a nuclear. I think America will be self-destruct. We have something great. We have a great nation. We have something that's beautiful, amazing. But sometimes we could be very greedy, and that's too prideful, and that leads to sin. I do believe that this empire will self-destruct, meaning that the people is the one that is going to bring it down. Their hearts will be filled with evil and sin. The world is just gonna just watch and say that country once was a Christian nation, and now it has become an abomination. So It just very sad. It is. I believe God has given up this country. God said, I'm done with it. I'm done. If you guys still believe that, the sleeping giant is still a Christian nation, no. This sleeping giant is in a basket heading to hell, along with other empires like the Roman Empire and all those other empires that rose to power. Here's the thing, guys. Even the Holy Land was given up to enemies when King Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians destroyed the Holy Land and took Daniel and the prophets and so many others to captivity. America is not going to get a break. America is not special. America is also going to see something. All right, give me a second here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. 3-Eye Atlas will be here soon. 3-Eye Atlas. I don't know, guys. I mean, they keep saying that this object, it's not a space rock. They keep saying that. They got pictures of it. But the way it came out like a cigar shape, like a log, a bright light cigar shape. Now, you have experts out there are saying that it's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be like a round shape, and it's supposed to be big. But since, the thing passed Mars, and then Mars has like a rogue that's taking pictures of Atlas. And I guess Atlas is just passing by full speed. The camera is taking pictures and it just doesn't look good. Will 3-Eye Atlas reach Earth? No. We almost got hit yesterday. There was an asteroid 300 miles away. 300 miles away. There was an asteroid that almost hit planet Earth. All right, and this thing almost hit planet Earth, but it wouldn't have been catastrophic. It was only like 9.5 feet. It was like the size of I don't know, almost the size of what's his name, Goliath. All right, but Earth almost got hit, and it would have hit Antarctica. But other than that, I don't think 3-Eye Atlas is gonna hit Earth. I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna hit Earth. But I do believe the moon is gonna get hit. I do believe that the moon is gonna get slammed by a space rock, and I forgot the name of it, but it's going to be, I think, in a year or 2 years, it's gonna hit the moon. The problem is that if it hits the moon, all the debris is gonna come towards Earth, all right? And that could be a big problem, all right? Because the satellites could get hit. And not only that, if these debris from the moon comes to Earth, it's gonna rain fire. I mean, literally like Sodom and Gomorrah. So you have NASA and Elon Musk and all these people, they're trying to figure out, they got like 2-3 years left. They're trying to figure out how to push this asteroid away from the moon. All right, and remember, the Bible says that there will be great shaking in the heavens, which means that there will be an event in the universe. Something is going to snap in the universe. The moon would turn to blood. All right, and the sun will be darkened. There's going to be a lot of things to come, guys. And again, I'm not trying to put fear in no one. Actually, I feel excited about it because we are definitely seeing Bible prophecy. All right, guys, give me a second here. Let me read some more comments. Jesus and Jesus only. Oh, by the way, the 3 days of darkness, I'm sorry, guys. The 3 days of darkness didn't happen. All right, so it didn't happen. All right, so October 5th, 3 days of darkness, didn't happen. All those people out there, again, I'm not trying to bash no one out there, but we've been talking about this over and over and over, and we back this with scriptures. No one knows the day or hour, all right? The 3 days of darkness is not going to happen. Get that out of your head. That's something from the Catholic from the 1800. I mean, not a Catholic. That was Linda. I don't know the person name, but that was in the 1700. She put out the prediction of the 3 days of darkness, and until today, people still hold on to that prediction. That's not going to happen because scriptures does not mention that. Actually, it does mention that in the Old Testament. All right, in Exodus, in the book of Exodus, when Moses and Aaron, they went to Egypt and they told Pharaoh that there would be plagues, there would be 10 days of darkness. All right, and the angel of death has taken many people. All right, but yeah, 3 days of darkness didn't happen. Also, the return of Jesus Christ has been postponed by these people that claim they know the rapture date. Okay, so Jesus' return has been postponed. It sounds really funny though, but again, they say that Jesus is coming possibly October the 17th. It's very sad. So, give me a second here, guys. The US president and Elon Musk are not going to Mars either. Mars in the Roman god planet of war. I don't think nobody's going to Mars. I mean, again, Elon said that he want to try to, have the first human land on Mars. If we send someone out there, it's going to take them 4 years, I think 3 years, to reach Mars. 3 years to reach Mars. Just imagine that. 3 years. I don't know how fast that spacecraft is going to be going, but it's going to be 3 years. Yikes. That's amazing. He went to Mars after they destroyed Earth. Oh, come on. 6 months to go to Mars? 6 months to go to Mars? I mean, you know how far is Mars? I heard it's like 3.5 years to get there, but 6 months? Jeez, you better buckle up. Wow. Okay, give me a second here. I didn't know you have a third channel. Yeah, I do. I have multiple channels. I do. I have multiple channels. So give me a second here. The problem with martial law as it comes out of the Council of Foreign Relations, which is a branch of the UN as well as the Interpol. I really don't know anything about that. We should have a moon base by now. Again, there is a moon base. I do believe so. They built stuff. Guys, ever since, I think it was Neil Armstrong, ever since he landed on the moon, again, they've been building stuff, all right? So, almost 100 years, all right? So, was it, no, it was like 60 years, or maybe more than that. Again, they building stuff on the moon, all right? They have so many stuff already on the moon. And not only that, you got China. China want to be alone. They in the dark side of the moon. They way out there in the dark side. I don't know why they want to be there, but again, that's China. They want to be alone. And I guess they light up some candle. Now that's what you call darkness, the 3 days of darkness. I'm kidding, guys. They may want to stay there, so might want to take one guy and... Okay, I'm going to skip that. 56 years ago, they landed on the moon. Wow. Thank you so much, Love Pugs. Thank you so much for that. Give me a second here, guys. Now, I will have another video tonight for this channel. Okay, so we have a breaking news, and this is a good news. All right, because you guys know with the government shutdown, um, you know, the women, like the mothers and the children, when it comes to WIC and stuff like that, a lot of people were kind of worried because of the funds. Well, the U.S. president to fund the Women and Children Food Program with tariff money during the federal shutdown. Wow. Wow. Hold on. I mean, that's the first time I hear something like that. But it's sad too because that tariff money should have gone to like other things. But you got the left, they don't want to give the votes, and it led to a government shutdown. And now, a lot of people's going to be laid off. A lot of people's going to be laid off. And you got the government assistance stuff is just some issue going on. But the president said, I got your back, ladies, to all the moms out there that you guys relying on the WIC and food stamp. I got your back. So the president to fund the Women and Children Food Program, I guess he's referring to WIC and EBT, with tariff money during the federal shutdown. That's amazing. That's amazing. Someone said the president is a good man. Okay. Now, guys, he was also planning on sending checks to Americans, like we call it like stimulus check, but the tariff check, $1,000 up to $2,000 to American taxpayers. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. Those tariff, the U.S. commander was going to give it to us and say, hey, this is for you guys. Again, you guys deserve, which again, many Americans are in need of those type of assistance. A lot of people is going to be like, we shouldn't be accepting money. I think Americans should be accepting like at least stimulus or tariff. And the reason why, we take care of the world. You know how much money we are giving to the Holy Land? You know how much money we are giving to Crane? You know how much money we are giving to multiple countries? We are taking care. Again, they basically our young ones. We taking care of them. I mean, we should get something in return because we are taking care of the world. And not only that, it's putting us in debt. All right, give me a second here, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let's make it to 200 at least. I really appreciate it. Cocoa Puff sounds good right now. Yeah, that sounds good. The judge will be overruled by the Ninth Circuit or the Supreme Court. Yeah, I agree. Lewis, way too much money. And Donald wants to end HEAP, SNAP, and Section 8 for Americans. Yes, Americans. Here's the thing is that even though he says that he wants to end certain things, he won't be, he won't be able to do it. A lot of people needs, there's a lot of people who need help. All right. So I don't think Donald is going to strip that away from the American. I believe Donald is going to strip those from the illegals. Okay. So again, when I was living in New Jersey, it's filled with a lot of them. I mean, we talking about those that come from the southern region, from the southern border. I remember when my first daughter was born, we used to go to one of those places, like the WIC place, and then wouldn't give, it wouldn't give it to us because, again, I was working, but I wasn't making that much back then. But then there was a person with like, 5 or 6 young ones, illegal, and got like, 500. And that was back in 2006. 500 was a lot back then. And they had Section 8, and it just, I think it's wrong because American comes first. American come first. And but again, you have certain leaders that left the doors open and brought millions in. So someone has to take care of them. Someone needs to take care of them, and we have to step up again. We take care of the world. We take care of millions of people, and at the very end, we are struggling. It's just really sad. It is. And hopefully Donald, maybe he could do something about it. I mean, he's working on all this, but yeah, it's not looking good for the citizens. Give me a second here. I support what Donald says. Mika Chan said. Mika, you changed your name. You changed your picture. Give me a second here. Yo, I don't like Cocoa Puffs. Give me a second here, guys. Wow. If you can give this video a thumbs up, I really appreciate it. 3i Atlas is a nothing burger. I agree. I agree. All that hype about 3i Atlas was all baloney. It just is all baloney. But it's out there. It's still out there. But I just feel like, everybody just went too crazy with that. Now, if it was heading towards Earth, it would have been a whole different ball game. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think there's gonna be alien spacecraft coming out of it, or mini probes and stuff invading the U.S. I just don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. The U.S. commander has a lot on his plate as president. Yes, I agree. A lot of people's like, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He has a lot going on. So, but what concerns me is those Tomahawk missiles. I'm telling you guys, Donald, if he sent those Tomahawk missiles, I think people need to get right with Christ immediately. All right, we don't want those Tomahawk hitting Moscow. Again, it's like Times Square getting hit with hypersonic missiles. Imagine that. It's like Putin giving Cuba hypersonic missile, and then Cuba fires it at DC or Times Square, New York, or Los Angeles, or Miami, and stuff like that. I mean, it just, Donald, he needs to think about this. He needs to think about it. Donald said, I'm willing to send Tomahawk, but I want to know what they're planning to do with it. I'm like, Donald, they're going to fire that thing, man. They're not going to put it in their bathroom. They're not going to put it in their house, make it look like some kind of trophy. They're going to use that thing, and they're going to hit, very important territory inside Russia. Everyone wants to spread fear. No. People that spread fear are those that's putting out false prophecies. Those are the fear ones. Those, again, people out there that is using, the Lord name in vain as the title. They're the one who's spreading fear. And this channel, again, I don't spread fear, but I do talk about really, end times event. And here's the thing. The Bible says God does not give us a spirit of fear. God does not give us a spirit of fear. Those who have fear, well, again, they're filling their minds with the things of the world. They need to fill their minds with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and that is the Word of God. Fill your minds with scriptures. Fill your minds with scriptures. Guys, pretty soon, I'm going to have to go visit my mother and, yeah, spend time with her. It's been a very long time. I haven't seen my mom. And she's like, you work too much. I see your videos. Everyone, give me a second here. What's up, Lewis? Who's that? Priceless? Priceless says, what's up, Lewis? Hope you all having a blessed night. Feast of Tabernacles. All right. God bless you, Priceless. Mika Chan said, "Do not be afraid. It's a lot written in the Bible, over 100 verses." Amen to that. Do not love the world or the. This is my favorite verse. One of my favorite verse. Do not love the world or the things of the world. If you love the world, the love of the Father is not in them. Yes, yes, I agree. I agree. That's one of my favorite verse. I love that verse. Lee Bill, Ohio Prepper. Everything is happening on God's timing. They may try to change things, but God already saw that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I agree. Bones Jones said, "If you're good with God, you shouldn't have fear, but you should be aware of what's going on." Yes, yes. Give me a second. Had to turn the truck off. It's killing my gas. All right, so Cuban Missile Crisis. Oh, no, 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 no. There's no Cuban Missile Crisis. I'm just saying, Donald wants to send Tomahawk to Ukraine. It's like Putin sending hypersonic to Cuba. So, again, I was just comparing, but again, I remember Donald, and look, I'm not trying to bash Donald, but I remember him saying that he was going after Joe because Joe was sending all these equipments, and Donald said he's gonna take us to World War III. But now Donald is, and he said that this is a hard one. He's trying to bring peace to Ukraine and Russia. He said that he thought it was going to be easy, but this is the hardest one. It's a big test. It's a big test for Donald. Can Donald end the war? I don't think so. This is too big. Putin is not going to listen. I mean, again, Putin does not take order from Donald. Donald is telling Putin, end the war. Putin is like, nah, man, you don't tell me to end the war. And today's my birthday. Don't talk to me like that. So it's his birthday. So it's Vladimir's birthday. And I was reading this news article. Trump did not call him. Again, usually Trump called leaders to wish them happy birthday, but he didn't call Putin. So, all right. Can someone catch me up, please? Oof. Man. Again, martial law. The governor of California, Gavin Newsom, said that with all this National Guard's deployment and now the U.S. commander to planning on evoking the Insurrection Act could lead to martial law. So Gavin Newsom is sounding the alarm. Even the judge, I forget her name, she said this is a constitutional country, not a martial law. So you got some of these governors and mayor are saying my state is being invaded, my cities is being invaded. Your state and city is not being invaded. Invasion is like what happened at the southern border, right? That is a true definition of invasion, which again they have a whole bunch of people in their states that has invaded their territory, but then again governor and mayor's not saying nothing about it. All right, give me a second here, guys. Okay. Did we made it to 200? No, we almost at 200, guys. I think I might end it a little early, though. I do have a video coming up later on tonight. But again, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You got Cuban flag going on there. Who said Cuban? Big shout out to the Cubans out there. Big shout out to the Cubans out there. I have a lot of families and friends. My family is all mixed. Cubans, Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Black. We all mixed. And now I have my wife. She's half Native Indian and Scotland. So, price, give me a second here. Give me a second. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. All right, so I'm just gonna end it here. But again, notifications were not sent out. Usually we get like 400 people on the live stream, but notification was not sent out. Hopefully one day YouTube has, the unlimited notification like Twitter. But YouTube is like the only platform that they only send out 3 notification, which is, it sucks. So man, I don't know why they do that. Every other platform, like social media, they have the unlimited notifications. But this one here, they just made it hard for everyone. They really made it hard for everyone. I always get notification for you now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that update. I really appreciate it, guys. All right. So I'm just going to end it here. And if you can, make sure you share the video. I really appreciate it, guys. We do Bible study up in here. That would be dope. Yeah, I was doing Bible study a while ago. Yeah, it's been a while. But we read the entire book of Nehemiah one time, and read the book of Daniel. And my wife, she does the Bible study, her channel, and I'm gonna try to share her link. She did a live stream a couple of days ago, and yeah, if you guys can, make sure you show her support and love and stuff like that. I guess there was only like 3 people on her live stream, but out of those 3 people, 1 person actually opened their eyes to Christ. And that's amazing. That is amazing. My wife is so happy. She's like, it's amazing. Someone just, I'm not gonna say again too much, but yeah, they emailed my wife and saying thank you so much. I needed to hear the word of God. So again, it just, like I said, I should do a little bit Bible study like I used to. Yeah, it is super important, priceless. I totally agree. What's her name? Jeez. She changed her name. In my next video, I'm gonna share the link. All right, on this channel, there's gonna be a video. It's gonna be like 12:30. I'm gonna share the video. All right, so I'm gonna share the link. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, hold on, we almost at 200. Can I give a like to my own comment? Yeah, I made it to 193. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, so, all right. I'll see you guys later. And I just posted a video in my other channel, The Rise Up Warrior. So check out that video, right? Thank you so much for watching. Be safe out there. Till next time later. Peace.